Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the surviving R. Kelly, um, the aftermath, the impact. So I watched it yesterday, and I wasn't gonna watch it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me watch it and see what they're talking about. Um, it was pretty decent. It wasn't like the first 6 hour, 3 part documentary, but it was just more so talking about the effect that the documentary had. Um, I saw a lot of people online saying, um, even like when Cardi, I'm not even gonna bring up Cardi B. She looked good at the Met Gala. Do I want to talk about the Met Gala? See, that's the thing about the Met Gala. So I'm sorry, y'all know I have 15 conversations going on at one time. No, we're not gonna talk about the Met Gala. Um, it was sad. It started off sad. Like, I believe those girls. I believe those girls. I believe those women. I believe them. I think they're all telling the truth. And I know, even if one or two of them are lying, which I don't think so, um, it doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, even if you did it to one is enough, bitch. Okay. Um, I hear a lot of people saying things like white people do it all the time. We know white people do it all the time. White people been raping and beating women since the beginning of time. That has not changed, okay? And they've been getting away with it, and that has not changed. With that being said, should a white man go to prison for raping someone? Yes. Should a black man go to prison for raping someone? Yes. Mexican, Asian, whoever it is, they should go. We know that the justice system is not set up to protect or even give black people a fair chance. We all know that if a black person does something that a white person does, there's a good chance a white person just gonna get a slap on the wrist and the black person gonna get 30 years for having, girl, a nickel bag of weed on them. But there are some things, and I really stand by this, there are some things where I feel as though yes, we can compare. If Madison, the little white boy, had a blunt on him, he probably just gonna get a slap on the wrist and 2 hours of community service. If Black Lil Kevin, got the same amount of weed on him, we know he gonna get 10 to 15 years in prison. That ain't right. Should we beat the street for that? Yes. Should we holler and scream for that? Yes. If you're gonna put one in jail, you need to put both of them in jail. If you're gonna let one off, you need to let the other off. When it comes to sexual assault and rape, even if the white man get off, I don't give a good goddamn. Does his white ass need to be in jail? Absolutely. But that don't mean that the black man gonna get off. That don't mean that I'm gonna beat the street just because the white man got. You let the white man get off. You need to let the black man get off. No, the white man need to be in jail too. But since he didn't go, that's fucked up. But your black ass is going. You can't be out here raping and sexual assaulting women and men and think that just because a white person got off, that means that you should get off too. I guarantee y'all, if these were y'all daughters, if a white man raped one of your daughters, unfortunately, and a black man raped the other daughter, would you say since a white man got off, let the black man get off too? No, you're gonna be pissed off that the white man got off, but that black man, he's still taking his ass to jail. I do think that all folks involved should be charged and they should go to jail. I do. It's just like if someone drives a getaway car from a bank robbery, the driver going to jail too. You going to jail too. Your white ass drove the car, your ass is going to jail. Like, y'all out here booking tickets for teenagers and setting this shit up. Y'all knew what was going on from the producer on down. Somebody should hold y'all accountable. I'm not saying you should get as much time as a person who committed the crime, but you pretty much committed the crime. You know what? You pretty much committed the crime too. You was setting this shit up. That nigga couldn't read, okay? Nigga couldn't read. He could write the fuck out of a song, but the nigga couldn't read. This is a real question, y'all. This is a very real question. Because I can honestly say, like, I don't think about listening to R. Kelly music anymore. Now, when I'm listening to other artists who I know that he's produced, like for example, I was listening to Selena Johnson the other day at work, and she has a song called Special Occasion from her third album, I believe. The one, it's like an orange cover. I forgot the name of the, it's The Voice. I forgot. Anyway, she has a song called Special Occasion. And R. Kelly is like on the song for this amount of time. And I'm just listening to, I didn't have my headphones, headphones on or anything at work. The store was closed. So I was just listening to the music from my phone, you know. And I felt bad. Like, I don't listen to R. Kelly music, but does that mean that we can't listen to people that he's also produced? You see what I'm saying? Like Selena. Who else? Like Aaliyah. Like, am I allowed to listen to like Age Ain't Nothing But a Number? You know, am I allowed to listen to Back and Forth? I mean, I'm allowed to do any fucking thing I want to do because I'm grown and I can do the fuck I want to do. But, like, I don't listen to R. Kelly music. Like, I can't listen to R. Kelly music because if I listen to The Greatest Sex, which is one of my favorite songs about R. Kelly, like, I think that he's talking about a 13-year-old or 14-year-old girl, and that's weird to me. Like, at first I thought you was talking about a big booty bitch named Keisha who was every bit of 29 and y'all was fucking the room up. Now I realize you was talking about Madison who was 14 years old, and it's just like, no, I can't listen to that song, R. Kelly. No, I thought you was fucking a grown-ass bitch down in the room, and come to find out you molested a 14-year-old girl. Like, so I can't listen to R. Kelly music, but I don't know if that means that any music that I know that he's produced, or if he has a line or two on somebody else's song, like, is that the same thing? Can y'all answer that for me? Because I'm really confused. They talked about sexual assault cases, oath versus oath, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. I learned this from, I think, Sonny off The View. A lot of times what people need to realize, and not all of them, but a lot of sexual assault cases, rape cases, sometimes, especially sexual assault cases, not rape cases, but especially sexual assault cases, sometimes it really does come down to his word against hers, or his against his, or hers against hers, because most of the time there's only two people involved, me and you. You see what I'm saying? Not me, but you know, like you, not you, but them and them, okay? So it usually does come down to who has the most credibility, who basically his word against hers. And I feel like some people fail to realize that when these things happen, sometimes they are only two people involved, the rapist or the sexual assaulter and the victim. They talked about black communities hiding stuff like this. Is true. And I guarantee you a lot of black people know situations that have happened in their family or other people's family, and we just sweep the shit under the rug. Like, you got brothers out here molesting their sisters, their uncles molesting their nieces, grandfather molested their granddaughter, the aunt molested her little cousin, the aunt molested the little girl. Like, you have all these stories, these things that have happened in black families, and nobody believes them. They kind of push it to the side. Nobody calls the cops. They don't want anybody to know. And then the person that does it, they kind of push them out of the family. But then within a year or two, they kind of start to creep back in. And no, everybody is supposed to act like nothing happened a couple of years ago. Like, we just gonna forget that nigga was in there touching on little Ashley. Like, we supposed to forget about that? You see what I'm saying? Like, people know that shit happens a lot in the black community. It's pretty much just swept under the fucking rug. That shit needs to stop ASAP. When motherfuckers are doing shit they ain't got no business doing, especially touching on little children, bitch, everybody need to holler and scream, and somebody going to goddamn jail. And I know a lot of people don't believe that, jail is the answer. You know what? If you touched on one of my motherfucking nieces, bitch, after I beat your goddamn ass, oh, bitch, you're going to jail. Straight up, no questions asked. No questions fucking asked. I don't give a fuck how much I want to say, oh, he was sick in the head. Yeah, after I beat his ass, and after me and his daddy beat his ass, oh, he's going to jail. And we might be in jail, too, for beating the fuck out that nigga, but anyway. They said that it took 2 years. I think it took 17 months to make, but 2 years, I guess, for everything to finally come together for the R. Kelly documentary. They mentioned about people needing to take a closer look into the music industry because, you know, that door, that R. Kelly door, it really does open up the door to a lot of other things. Even look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z has mentioned before about looking at Beyonce or wanting to get with Beyonce at the time she was 16 years old. I'm going to try to find the article and put it in the description link box. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Okay. You know, another one like the Stevie J's. Look at the Stevie J's of the world who get with these girls. They promise them, oh, I can make you a star. Then next thing you know, they fucking them in the studios. Like this shines a light on a lot of the fuck shit that goes on in the industry. One of my coworkers was telling me, I guess a song that BBD had out back in the day. They mentioned something about messing with a teenage girl but getting rid of the evidence or some shit like that. It was real. The lyrics was something like that. It was a BBD song from what I remember. That shit happens a lot, and especially in the music industry with these men and these girls, these men and these women who, I mean, it's right in front of our faces. Again, look at the Stevie J's right there on Monday night television, VH1. I mean, anyways, they talked about how when the docuseries came out, how it forced people to have the conversations about, and it did. I remember us being at work and, you know, having heated, you know, when you have conversations like this, you know you can't have conversations like this with everybody. That's the first thing. When you have conversations like this, especially at work when it's not at home, you really have to have the conversation with people who you know. It may get a little bit heated, but you know these people and you know it's not gonna come to blows. You know ain't nobody gonna start hollering and cursing in front of people, and next thing you know we in HR and both of us or all of us are lost our job. But you know, I remember at work us having some heated, you know, conversations, you know, on whether the girls were lying, on whether this happened or whether that happened, and at the end of the day, like I said, it don't even matter what y'all say. Y'all know that nigga did that shit. I don't care what nobody say. That nigga was literally sitting in front of a middle school waiting for 13 and 14-year-old girls to come out. That nigga is nasty. They talked about how his numbers, his album sales spiked after the documentary. Some people were saying they thought that maybe people wanted to go back and listen to the lyrics of some of his songs. And I was like, maybe it's just me being negative Nancy. I said, fuck that, because they could have went to Google to search the goddamn lyrics, okay? You don't have to go listen to the song. I didn't go listen to the songs. I know what the songs say. I know what R. Kelly songs say. I don't need to go listen to the songs to try to hear a mess. Well, maybe he will. Ooh, oh my gosh, she was right. He did write that song. No, I know what them songs say. And bitch, y'all know what they say too. Y'all just want to listen to R. Kelly music. That's it, and that's fine. Anyways, his lawyer says that no one worked. His lawyer seemed real shady. Let me drink some of this water. His lawyer seemed real shady. Why did I put that? No one worked. Said no. I think I put that he said that no one was there supposedly when these physical attacks happened against these girls. R. Kelly has never knowingly messed with a underage girl. You know, why did these women say something at the time? Like, this is the thing that people need to realize. And I remember even Sonny, I love Sonny Hostin, when they were talking about like Joe Biden. And no, let me just say this. The women who accused Joe Biden of just being like uncomfortable, like him touching them, they never said that he sexually assaulted them. From what I understand, they just said that he made them feel uncomfortable. That's it. I was gonna talk about that some more in another video. I think I am today when I drive to work. But they didn't. I shouldn't even brought that up because I don't want people thinking that I'm saying that Joe Biden sexually assaults people, because that's not what happened. But she was just trying to even explain that even in something as simple as, you know, him making you feel uncomfortable, there still is a power dynamic. Like, who gonna fucking tell the vice president of the United States of America to get your motherfucking hand off my shoulder, nigga? Like, we all would be like, girl, that's the vice president. Like, I'm not saying nothing to him. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there is a power dynamic involved when it's R. Kelly versus Lil Keisha from the block, or R. Kelly versus Lil Tiffany from the suburb. Like, you could be Keisha live in the suburbs too, girl. Y'all know Keisha is like my favorite name to use. So don't get in the comment section talking about Keisha's ain't gotta just live in the hood. Girl, I know, girl. Anyways, there can be a power dynamic. And anyways, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah. Kim Fox, they mentioned Kim Fox, whose hair is gorgeous. I didn't know that she was a victim. They said that she basically switched up the game. I didn't know about this until they mentioned it in the documentary, that she pretty much went to the podium and told victims, if you are a victim of R. Kelly, we need you to come forward. And a lot of people didn't like that because they felt as though she was basically soliciting victims, or anybody could come forward and say this happened to me, when you should just let the victims come forward. But I think that sometimes, do y'all know how many girls I know that have been sexually assaulted or raped and didn't tell nobody because they thought that nobody was going to believe them? It's sad. It's really, really sad. It's really, really sad that things like this happen to girls and women all the time, and they don't say nothing, because the first thing people gonna say is, it was your fault. You was hoeing. Maybe if you didn't have that skirt on, maybe if you didn't have your titties out, well, why did you go to his apartment? Why did you go to the hotel room? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna sit here and say that we don't all have. Sometimes you do have legitimate questions, like, okay, because when I think, for example, when I think of hotel, this is just me, when I think of hotel rooms, especially when people go there at nighttime, I think about fucking. When I think about you going to somebody's apartment, especially after a couple of drinks, I'm thinking like, girl, y'all probably about to fuck. Not all the time, of course, but that sometimes I think that's what may happen. So I think that sometimes we do have legitimate questions like, well, what did you do? Like, when you went to the hotel room, what did you think was going to happen? Oh, you were going to have sex at first and you changed your mind? Oh, okay. But I know that there's a very thin line of asking questions and victim blaming. I do understand that. So that's why when people have these questions, they have to be really careful, because it can cross that line of victim blaming. But I also believe that sometimes people can be so sensitive about the subject at hand that they automatically blame you for victim blaming. And it's like, not like I'm not victim blaming. I'm just asking a fucking question. I don't know the answer. Maybe if he or she tell me the answer, then I will know what was going on. But anyway, she was a victim herself. I didn't know. I put Drea Kelly, girl. I don't know what to say about Drea Kelly. I'm just going to be honest about y'all, because I remember when, after the docuseries came on, what time is it? Damn. I don't think it's 1 yet. After the docuseries came on, I remember, like, she was in the car or something. She was in the car or something, like, saying that how we can't talk about her baby daddy, she could talk about her baby daddy, and I thought it was an old ass clip. Like, I really did. I was like, I know this bitch ain't got her black ass on this goddamn ground talking this shit after this docuseries. And people was like, no, baby, that is new. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't even about to go down that road. One of the women in the video said that a victim can be, the median age of a victim to come forward is 50 years old. Most women don't speak out. If they choose to speak out, it's not until they're 50. What the fuck? Anyways, they talked about him. They talked about the fact that he couldn't post bail. Look, R. Kelly could very well be broke, but I just don't think R. Kelly broke. I think that R. Kelly hiding his money. I think that R. Kelly hiding his money in somebody's mattress, bitch. Or he done cut a hole in his closet somewhere, and he got about $10-15 million, girl, at least $5 million just sitting there in a safe. Okay, girl. R. Kelly ain't as dumb as we think he is, bitch. Okay. R. Kelly ain't broke. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody say. R. Kelly broke according to those bank statements, probably. But I'm telling y'all, I just don't think R. Kelly is. I think R. Kelly probably hid some money in somebody's backyard underneath the tree somewhere. Cause R. Kelly got some money hidden somewhere. They talked about, girl, remember when he posted bail the first time and they said like a daycare owner posted bail? Girl, I asked one of my coworkers straight up. I said, so you mean to tell me it was a black girl? She feels as though some of the girls were being fast, and like my whole thing about this whole fast shit, they probably were. Let's just let me finish what I'm about to say before y'all so be like, what you talking about? Yes. 13 and 14 and 15-year-old girls and 13 and 14 and 15-year-old boys, yeah, they all fast. Some of them are. Some of them fucking already. That's true tea. But at the end of the goddamn day, I don't give a fuck if a 14-year-old girl get in front of your face and make her booty clap. You all grown ass me. You need to push that little bitch down. Go get her mom and daddy and tell them this little bitch outside making her ass clap in front of grown ass men. That's what you do. You don't reach around, pull her panties to the side and fuck her. I mean, girl, the truth of the matter is, girl, the only reason why I wasn't fucking when I was 13 and 14 and 15 is because I grew up in the country and wasn't nobody down with that gay shit. But I guarantee you, if I could have found me somebody to fuck at 15 and 16, I probably would have been doing the same thing a lot of y'all bitches was doing at 13 and 14 and 15. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, don't nobody want their children having sex, but it sounds a whole lot, and I don't care what nobody say, it sounds a whole lot better when at least you can say, my daughter was fucking a little 13-year-old boy off the street named Kevin, instead of saying, oh yeah, my daughter was fucking a little 28-year-old boy up the 28-year-old man up the goddamn street. That's a big ass difference in the story. Anyways, she was basically saying how she would let her daughter go. Like I was like, would you let your children go to a daycare that you know the daycare owner just posted bail for R. Kelly? She was like, yeah. Oh, girl, you could never. I told her, you could never watch my kids. No, ma'am. Girl, I got my good eye on you, honey. They said that 1 in 3 women experience sexual violence. 63% are never reported. 63% of these cases are never reported. Again, because these victims think that nobody's going to believe them. And they also talked about how, victims, when they do come forward, they have to tell the story over and over. They have to tell it to the cops. They have to tell it to the lawyer. They have to tell it to the jury. Have to tell it to the judge. And then sometimes in these cases where you have these prosecutors, they will go into your shit like, you could have been a hoe before, and that don't have nothing to do with you being raped or sexual assaulted. But they will make it seem as though because you probably got a hoish past that means that there's no way that this could have happened to you. Like, they will dig into your shit. It's almost like saying like, oh, because you're a prostitute, you can't get raped. Prostitutes can get raped, sweetie. But their job is to make it seem as though like you're not credible because there's no way that you had this type of past and now all of a sudden somebody has raped you or sexually assaulted you. So that's why I think a lot they were talking about. Y'all need to listen to these doctors. That's another thing too about niggas. Niggas don't never want to listen. Listen to these doctors. These motherfuckers went to school. They in debt for $300,000. They know what they talking about. Okay. Anyways, and then when your money is only so long, like for example, if you're going against R. Kelly money is a little bit longer than somebody who probably works at the local call center, or works at the mall, or is a supervisor at the call center. Like, R. Kelly got a few extra coins, so the way his lawyer is gonna be set up versus yours is gonna be completely different, child. And it's kind of like one of those things where, like, if a victim tells the truth, like, my whole thing is that, like, the truth does not have an expiration date. Like, I don't know why people believe that. Just because a person didn't tell you when it happened. Because the truth of the matter is, if somebody came forward and said, this happened to me, y'all niggas still gonna say, bitch, you lying. So like I asked some of my coworkers, what's a good time frame for you to believe somebody when they say this happened to me? A week later? A day later? Why does it matter when I tell you? It happened. The truth does not have an expiration date. This is not a fucking jar of mayonnaise or a goddamn bottle of ranch dressing. This is the truth. Anyways, they talked about the R. Kelly interview with Gayle King. Girl, that interview was a mess. He was hollering, beating on his chest. Girl, they talked about his two girlfriends, Azriel and Joycelyn. The truth of the matter is, it's just like they were talking about grooming the victims and the parents. Like, it's not illegal to, like I said, it's not illegal to be 23 and have a 50-something-year-old boyfriend. It's just not illegal. It's a little nasty. It's a little nasty, but it ain't illegal. And then my whole thing is this, like, these girls don't even know how brainwashed they are. Like, at this point, on some real shit, your mama and daddy can't do shit to y'all. Y'all are grown. Why can't you go visit your mama and daddy, girl? Why can't you say, hey, I'm about to fly out, Robert. I'll be back in a couple of days. I'm going to visit my mama and daddy for a week. You see what I'm saying? But you can't do that because R. Kelly got y'all fucking mind all twisted and fucked up. What your mama and daddy gonna do to you? Lock you in a room? You call the cops, they get charged for kidnapping. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I just think they don't even understand what's going on. Now, let's just talk about some of these parents. This video was not supposed to be this long. Do I think some of these parents pimp their children out? Yep. I'm gonna tell you why. I think it was more of a, not, oh, here go my daughter for this. I think it was, yeah, I know what type of past he got. I know the shit that people done said. However, he gonna make my daughter famous. He gonna make my daughter rich. She gonna buy me my dream house. She gonna buy me my dream car. She gonna make all, she gonna take care of mommy and daddy. But I know what type of past he got, but that's all right because I know he gonna make my daughter rich and famous. That's what I think happened. I don't think they actually just said, here girl, here go my daughter. But they, I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying low key. Like, girl, y'all exchange y'all daughter for something y'all, baby, y'all basically wrote a check y'all asking cash pretty much. I think a lot of those parents, they knew exactly who R. Kelly was. Some of them said like they knew about his past, but they thought because he was proven innocent, then girl, what? Some of y'all parents, bitch, I'm side-eyeing y'all hoes too. Oh, they talked about people saying well, I would have done this. I think that's like, for example, not to bring this up again, but kind of like the Jussie Smollett case. I feel like a lot of people were basing their opinion off of, well, I would have done this. Or I would have did that. Or I wouldn't have went out in the freezing cold like that. Or I would have ordered Uber Eats. Or I would, and it's kind of like, girl, just because you would have done it doesn't mean that he would have done it. Just because you would have done it doesn't mean that I would have done it. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody deals with situations differently. And another thing too is, I think a lot of people have this thing, and we've all done it. You know how like you may come across somebody who is nice as hell, and then you end up having a conversation, with someone different, and you'll be like, oh, have you met Adrian before? Oh yeah, he cool as fuck. And then somebody else might be like, oh, that nigga asshole, fuck him. And you be like, for real, girl, he was so nice to me. Because you can't believe that somebody who was nice to you could have been an asshole to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, it can happen. Just because a man didn't grab your ass didn't mean that he didn't grab the next bitch ass. Just because a man didn't rape you doesn't mean that he didn't rape her. Just because a nigga, just because a nigga wasn't an asshole to you doesn't mean that he wasn't an asshole to her or him. Like, we all have this thing of, because he didn't treat me this way, or because he didn't say this to me, or because he was this to me, there's no way he could have done this or said this to you. Anyways, they talked about his kids and the fact that he doesn't have a relationship with his kids. Like I say, it's that Drell Kelly stuff. I don't know. I believe her of what happened, but when you got bitches getting on the ground talking about, you can't talk about my baby daddy and nothing but that's my baby daddy. You're not gonna talk about my baby daddy. And, girl, what, girl? You was just on TV the other day, girl, almost hyperventilating, girl, and now you all on the ground talking about, you ain't gonna talk about my baby daddy, and I can talk about my baby daddy. And... All right, y'all. Let me go. I hope it's not 1 o'clock yet. It should be 12 something, because I gotta get my black ass to work. I need to eat me some lunch, and then I need to go to work. All right, bye, y'all. Oh, I'm gonna do Love and Hip Hop. I started watching it last night, but I got sleepy. Yeah, I'm gonna do Love and Hip Hop later. Bye, y'all.